What's up, guys? My name is Helmsy. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to be talking about Cannon Barrage. Now, Cannon Barrage is something that Outlaw Rogues recently got in the patch, in the pre-patch, and it is on their, I want to say 90s tier, their 90 tier. It's either Cannon Barrage or Spree, Killing Spree. The one in the middle of the two isn't good at all. So, the thing with Cannon Barrage is it does a large amount of damage on a 1 minute cooldown. Now, in Battlegrounds, you're looking at something between 65 and 80k damage over 1.8 seconds, depending on what buffs you have up, stuff like that. So it's a very strong ability on a 1 minute cooldown, and it can get a lot of damage off in a short amount of time. The problem is, if you have somebody who is high mobility, say a monk or something like that, and you don't control them one way or another, you're going to be in a world of hurt. The reason why is because, I mean, they can just move out of it, and that's about your biggest, that's your burst, you know? That takes place of your spree, of your killing spree, and killing spree is just a ton of damage guaranteed, unless of course you get stunned or something like that. So you actually have to focus up a little bit and combo it with something. In this video, you'll see me combo it with stuns. You'll see me combo it with let's see, I think I use a gouge at some point. So you usually have to combo it with something, unless of course you're facing a warrior like I was just a couple seconds ago in this video. And he wanted to attack me. Now, if he wants to attack me, he's a low mobility target, and by the time that he realizes that a Cannon Barrage has started, he's probably not going to be able to heroic leap out of it. That is, if he had his heroic leap up, which he didn't because he used it to get to me. Also, another really good way to use Cannon Barrage is as kind of an ultimatum, you know, which I used just a couple seconds ago in the video also, where I was taking down one of the orb carriers in Temple of Komogu, and I put the Cannon Barrage underneath him. If he jumped off the edge, he was going to just land in the Cannon Barrage. If not, I was going to kill him, and I think I had a Warlock up there with me that was going to kill him also. So that's a good way to use it, and of course he did jump down, and I'm pretty sure he got hit by a couple, I don't know, 100k cannonballs, just because, you know, it increases damage on you whenever you're holding one of the orbs. So it can do a lot of damage. Another thing to cover is that it deals that flat amount, that 65 or 80 or whatever it is at the time. It deals that amount of damage to everyone in that area. It's not split up like it would be with Killing Spree. Then again, Killing Spree is just supposed to be a lot of damage to one person. I mean, you can if you I'm not sure what the ability is. It's on the top right of my bar. I can't think of the name of it if you see it up there. But it'll switch it to an AoE attack, or not AoE, but like you'll switch around to multiple people, which isn't really, you know, it's not how the ability's built. So I believe that Cannon Barrage is going to be very good for situations where people are going to be clumped together more than any other time. Whenever you have, and this may work in arenas, it may not. I'll have to test that out. Just for Battleground sakes, I think that it is probably good if you're facing some kind of a Zerging comp where, you know, just a ton of people are in the same area, and just a ton of people flock to the same area, because you're going to get a lot of damage because they're going to clump up. You probably won't have to CC all of them, and you're probably guaranteed some decent damage. Now, in Arena, again, if you're facing something like a Warrior, a Death Knight, maybe even a Paladin, you know, other rogues, anything melee, really, you could probably do it without control. However, you might want to throw in some control just to make a panic, you know, get him in a stun with Between the Eyes, because Between the Eyes can do up to like 60k damage itself, which is insane. And then on top of that, you do up to about 80k damage, depending, which is insanely good. And you go from there, which you can worry your opponent, which would be really good. Because then they might blow 2 cooldowns instead of 1 when they only needed to blow 1, something like that. Other than that, if you're facing something that is that is mobile, that is maybe a balanced druid, maybe a mage, something like that, you're gonna have to force out the mobility or the trinket or whatever you have to force out. In the case of a mage, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to force out the blink somehow, and then probably force out their trinket also, just because, you know, if you don't and you use Cannon Barrage, if you put them in a full stun, use Cannon Barrage, they blink out of it, you just wasted a ton of damage, and you're now on stun DR. So your next stun is only going to hit for 3 seconds, I want to say, if it's a full. Oh no, it'd be 2.5 seconds, because the longest between the eyes is 5 seconds. So yeah, so you're going to have to be careful with it, but it could be really good, and it is on a 1 minute cooldown, so you can use it every 1 minute as opposed to Spree, which is on a 2 minute cooldown, and you can use it every 2 minutes. So you're going to have to be very careful. I think it's going to be more of a skill shot thing where you have to get used to it, and you're going to have to be better at the rogue spec to line up that CC in order to go on to it. In order to transition to your burst, you're going to have to line up some CC. Another really good tip is whenever you have Shark Infested Water up from Roll the Bones, that is the perfect time for you to go ahead and burst. For you to go ahead and use Cannon Barrage or Killing Spree, whichever one you go with, because that's going to pretty much guarantee that all of those cannonballs or all of those hits from Killing Spree are going to crit. It's not an actual guarantee, it just increases your crit strike from whatever it is up to 40 more than whatever it is, 40% more. So for me personally, it's about 76%. For other people, it may be higher, it may be lower. That's a great time to burst, so that's when you're going to want to look for your burst window. If that doesn't come up, so be it, that's fine. Burst without it, no worries. Just, roll the bones to see what you get first. So I think that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you all learned something about Cannon Barrage and just how you have to set it up, and the fact that it is going to be a little bit more in-depth than Killing Spree will ever be. In Killing Spree, you just have to force out the stuns and CCs because you can get feared out of your Killing Spree, stunned, all that stuff. But in Cannon Barrage, you can't. As soon as you put down your Cannon Barrage, it's done. The problem is that you're going to have to do some CC or some slow or something to keep that person in that area for the 1.8 seconds. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.